Capricorn and anxiety. Let's talk about it. I'm Lamarr Townsend. I'm a natural intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, psychic tarot reader, and an astrologist, and I would love to do a personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading for you or a birth chart reading. I also do love synastry or love compatibility readings, so if you would like any of those, please contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell next to the subscribe button, which is the notification button, so that you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. I would also love it if you would follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend and like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamarr Townsend Official. All right. I think that's all. Capricorn and anxiety. Now, Capricorn is interesting because Capricorns are really, really good at hiding their anxiety. Typically, you may never know when a Capricorn is really feeling anxious because they're the masters at self control. So, when a Capricorn's really anxious, you know they're really anxious about something like serious, and it's typically something that's out of their control because when a Capricorn loses control, it makes them really, really anxious. How do I know that? I'm a Capricorn. All right. So, Capricorns love being in control. All right. They love controlling. They're a little bit like Virgo. They can be like, they're self controlled. They're also controlling of their surroundings and controlling of other people. Um, One thing that also freaks the Capricorn out is losing spiritual control in some way. So sometimes Capricorns are very, very intuitive. Um, how do you lose spiritual control? Oh, I'm about to get into it. Maybe not losing spiritual control, but more so losing your grounding in spirit. I guess I'll say. So, Capricorn is super duper intuitive. They are the sea goat. So, so many people get it wrong and get it twisted by thinking that Capricorn is just the goat. Well, yeah, it's part goat, part fish. So, Capricorn does have that water element to them that a lot of people don't dive in enough. They don't dive deeply in enough into that part of Capricorn. So, Capricorns are very intuitive, very, very complex creatures. They're always seeking self improvement, right? They're always working towards something in their head, their mind, right? Um, which is awesome. Excuse me, I'm so thirsty. I like need water. Ooh, I love water, y'all. I was filming personal readings before I actually filmed. Do you guys like my pants? My little pajama pants? I'm not going to show you too much, but I do have shorts underneath this, by the way. So, anyways, um, Capricorn, um, they have that water complexness to them, right? So at the same time, yes, they're very strong people, strong-willed people, but very grounded people. But sometimes to get grounded, you have to become ungrounded. To stay grounded, you have to become ungrounded a little bit. And Capricorns cannot stand when they lose their ground. For example, sometimes like during a Mercury in retrograde, or like during this eclipse in 2017, like that was really, really intense. You know, and then when we have all of these like intense planetary, transitions going on, like, that can sometimes cause spiritual ungrounding and cause us to have to ground ourselves. But like those types of moments can cause Capricorn such great anxiety because a lot of times they don't know what's going on. They don't know why they feel the way they feel. Capricorns hate feeling that way. Why do I feel a certain way and I don't know why I feel this way? Like Capricorns need to always be able to intellectualize how they feel. They always need to be in control in some way. So when they lose control, it makes them so anxious, right? Also, love and dating makes Capricorn really anxious. Like, sometimes like emotions make Capricorn so anxious. Complex emotions, deep emotions, especially in love and dating. Like, in the beginning stages, how like you have to open up your heart, and be vulnerable. Like Capricorn hates that. Which is why so many people complain about dating Capricorns, about dating us, because we're like it's like a stone, like trying to get to know a stone. Like, we can be so unmoving, but that's actually like a protection mechanism. Capricorns are very sensitive inside, believe it or not, despite our hard exterior. Um, so when someone tries to penetrate and get inside, that makes us anxious, because it's like, why? Like we have to kind of soften up to you. We have to open up to you on our own terms. So when sometimes people try to kind of like bypass that, and break through the barrier, that makes us anxious, right? Emotions make us anxious, especially other people's emotions, but sometimes our emotions, once again, that we can't explain, that we can't just think away. Like deep feelings sometimes scare us and make us really really anxious, right? Sometimes big work projects too, like big things that Capricorn has to take on, makes a Capricorn anxious. You know what I'm saying? Capricorns are very anxious people, believe it or not. They really, really are. Capricorns are really, really anxious people. They're just really, really good at self protecting and putting mechanisms around them that they hide it well. You know, um, but they are very, very anxious critters, Capricorns. So cute, so anxious, just a lot. They're always thinking, their mind is always moving at 100 miles per hour, or 60 miles per hour, depending on the day. It doesn't really, sometimes it depends, but Capricorn, that in itself can make a Capricorn anxious, because sometimes they just can't stop thinking, they can't stop overthinking. Anxiousness makes a Capricorn anxious. Like they're kind of similar to Virgo in that way, but whereas Virgo just gets anxious over the smallest things, Capricorn eventually finds a way to be at peace with it all. You know, um, because there's a little bit of comfort in letting go of things you can't control, right? And just letting the chips fall where they may. You know, and I think sometimes for Capricorn, it's getting over that hurdle of being okay with that. Because I envision Capricorn being like, oh my gosh, all the chips are falling over there and there and there. Oh my gosh, what am I like? Capricorn's just freaking out while the chips are falling, because Capricorn wants the chips to fall in a certain way that it makes their life easier, right? They don't want to have to, run around and gather all the chips and figure out which chip goes this way and which chip goes there. And like, they hate that. They just would much rather have the chips just fall perfectly. You know what I'm saying? That's what they work towards. That's what they strive towards, for everything to fall perfectly. So when things don't fall perfectly, they get anxious, right? Like a Virgo, similar to a Virgo. But whereas, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It's a different type of anxiousness. Saturn is all about, anxious about work, anxious about paying your bills on time, anxious about, not getting, uh past due, late fees. Like that's what, like, Saturn is anxious about. Having a roof over your head, getting to work on time. Those are the things that Saturn is anxious about. You know, are you doing enough work? Is your work being noticed? Actually, no. Saturn isn't too much worried about your work being noticed. Is it being noticed by the right people? Maybe, yeah, but not like noticed overall. Saturn doesn't really care about that. Um, Also, when Capricorns aren't doing something, that makes them anxious, because they can sometimes always feel like they need to do something. They always need to like be active. But sometimes Capricorns need to learn that not doing anything is doing something actually. So these are some reasons why Capricorns get anxious, you guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, okay? Maybe you have your own set of opinions on Capricorn and anxiousness. Maybe you're a Capricorn and you're like, I never get anxious, so I don't know even know what that feels like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, I appreciate you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. And if you would like a personal tarot reading or birth chart reading, please contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Okay? Thank you. Peace.